we are. Let me take a look just to check if everything is working. Hello, hello. So let me see here. I'm just gonna check if it is working as I usually do. So now I have been using the YouTube app to do the lives, and I am able to do the thing on the correct link. Yes, it is working. Hello, Shadi. Hello, Razan. Hello, Davina. Let's wait a couple of minutes just to see if some more people join, if some more people come in. In the meantime, can you tell me what you are thinking about, like the warm-up live stream so far? Are they helpful? Are they informative? What are you thinking? Yesterday, I was kind of asking myself, is it maybe too much information in like too little time? I don't know. That has occurred to me. I don't know. Because I had someone say that they really wanted to watch everything, but it was really a lot and it was long, so on and so forth. So they were kind of struggling to keep up. So hello, Jacob. I am doing fine. Thanks for asking, Davina. We are almost in the end. Wait, let me turn this down a little bit. We are almost in the end of the warm-up week. I am very excited, and today it's kind of like a follow-up from the topic of yesterday, but I am getting ahead of myself. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Aster, and on this channel, we talk about independent spirituality and folk magic for free spirits. And this is yet another live stream as a warm-up for the Week of Mystic Arts, an event that is going to happen over here on my channel next week from August 12th to 14th, in which I guide beginner witches who wish to advance in their practice and become confident in their practice and, you know, transform their lives through spirituality, hopefully. In today's live stream, we are going to talk about using the days of the week in your spell work. How do you implement that? How do you use that as one more layer of energy and magic when you are going to cast a spell? It is important to keep in mind that spells, like spell work, what have you, it's not something performative. It does not need to be something performative, okay? It can be something simple, it can be something quick and practical. Less is more. It doesn't mean that it's not enough, okay? Much on the contrary. If you want to participate, like in the Week of Mystic Arts, don't forget to check the first link in the description, because I will be sending all notifications, all information, all reminders only to the people who have signed up, okay? So if you want to, excuse me, if you want to be up to date with everything that is going to happen, sign up in the first link of the description. Let me take a look if the description is correct. Yes, so the first link in the description below. Yeah, if you haven't, take a look, sign up. And for today, make sure to grab something to write with, to take notes. It can be the note app in your phone. It can be pen and paper. whatever works for you. And I'm not gonna be showing anything on the screen, so you can simply get some earphones on and listen to this as a podcast while you're doing other things. Okay, when I am watching a live stream from whomever and there's some information that I want to retain, I pause it, I take notes on my phone. So I encourage you to do the same. Okay, listen to it on your earphones and take notes as you go, because once again, we're gonna have a lot of information today, just like in all the other days. So let me take a look at the chat. Jacob says, since I was late to watching yesterday, it was easier for me to take notes, but that's just me. Yeah. Honestly, like, I'm never able to catch a live when it is happening. I always watch the recorded thing afterwards. And same as Jacob, it works great for me that way. Golden Goddess says, I like the videos, even though I haven't started the craft yet. Having all this information in order that I've learned over the years helps a lot. I like your mug, Razan says. Yes, I love it. It's a Nightmare Before Christmas mug. I really like it. I use it almost every day, like very frequently. Hello, Alina. Elizabeth says, I get to watch part of your stream on my lunch. Yay! Yes, I understand that many people are in completely different time zones. Over here, it is France, and right now it's 10 past 7 for me, but there are people in North America, there are people in South America, there are people in Asia, in Africa, there's people from everywhere that tags along, and that's really, really cool. Really, really cool. But because of that, I understand that not everybody is able to be present as the live is actually happening. It's a good thing, though, that there is the recorded thing that you can watch afterwards, right? So let's start like slowly getting into the topic of today. I have seen in my personal craft that the more attention to detail you put into your little workings, the better. And as I was saying, like some minutes ago, a working doesn't need to be like an event. It doesn't need to be huge. It doesn't need to be ceremonial. It just needs to be intentional. You really need to, pick everything intentionally with a reason behind it. And, it can be a plant, a candle, and a glass of water, right? It can be a candle, a fruit, and a petition paper. It doesn't have to be complex, elaborate, something, far off. No, it can be simple and it still be powerful and meaningful, okay? The most important things of a spell are the intention and the words. Words have power, and the things that you are going to say while casting a spell are some of the most important ingredients, combined with the power of a plant spirit, with the power of a planetary influence, and the power of the flame of a candle. You can achieve a lot, you can go very far, starting simple like this. So one of the things that keeps people from starting and doing their first workings is thinking that they need to go over the moon and do something incredible. And no, it's not about that. Less is more. And what you already have are the best ingredients that you can use. And some of the like top best of them are things that you don't even need to pay for, which are your words and your intention and your energy. Okay. Today, as I was saying, we are kind of going to have a complement of what we've seen in the live stream of yesterday. I am guessing that today it's not gonna be super long. I don't think it's gonna be over 1 hour, but still I am bringing some more information that you can layer on top of everything that we saw yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before. Everything that we have seen so far in the live streams, like it's interconnected, and in the end, which is tomorrow, we are going to use a little bit of all of that knowledge to have a ritual together, okay, to do a little spell together, but that's something I'm gonna tell you a little more about, like towards the end of the live stream, okay? So using days of the week can be a little bit tricky, a little bit complicated if you have a regular routine, if you have a job, if you have, I don't know, studying, things to do that you need to follow a schedule, you need to follow times and, you know, being places. I know it can be complicated. Like, how are you going to use Monday energy if you work on Monday, right? But coming from my own experience, I can assure you that with a little bit of organization and managing things around, you can maybe use Monday evening to cast a spell, even if during the day you were busy. Or you can use things, you can turn things a little bit around to bring the energy of the day in a different way. And in today's live stream, I am going to share with you how you can do that. Let me take a look at the chat. Let me see. Jacob says, that's why I set my alarm clock to wake me up, so I don't miss the stream. That's a good way to do it. Davina says, quick question, is Perpetua related to the band Ghost? I am a big fan of Ghost, yes, definitely. I love Ghost. I've been listening to them for years. I've been to a concert, a Ghost concert years ago. I love Ghost, and whenever I can, I, you know, disseminate the music of Ghost. However, Perpetua, hear my name on social media, is not because of Ghost. Not at all. It is because of a flower that exists in Brazil. I'm not sure if it exists in Europe, but it is a flower called Perpetua, because it's a flower that looks alive, even if like long after it's been plucked and dead, because it looks like it's alive and fresh and lush forever. And perpetua in Portuguese, I think that in English also perpetual, it means forever, right? So there is this little flower. It's kind of pink purpley in color, and it's an evergreen that looks fresh and lush and vivacious, even if it's been long dead. That's why I chose Perpetua for the name over here. But no, it was not Ghost. Could have been, but it was because of the flower. Okay, let me see a little bit more. Elizabeth says, I will probably watch again after the stream is over. I like revisiting videos because I always miss something. I appreciate all your videos. Thank you so very much. It makes me very happy. Like, the fact that you like it so much that you rewatch it, that's amazing. Hello, Essence Suggs. And Shadi says, I record them as voice memos so I can listen to them later. Okay. Now, the people who were here yesterday, or the people who got to watch the live stream of yesterday, probably remember that we talked about planetary magic combined a little bit with herbalism. I talked about the energies of the celestial bodies, the 7 more popular celestial bodies. It was the sun, the moon, Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, and the sun. I think I got them all, I hope. And one plant that you could associate with each one of them. Today, we are going to go a little bit further into all of that correspondences realm because we are going to add the days of the week into the mixture. Every day of the week, like we have 7 of them, and each day of the week has a planetary association. So we are going to understand like which day corresponds to which planet, and I am going to bring another 3 plants that you can use aligned with the energy of the day and the planetary ruler. Are you ready? I hope you are, and let's get started by Monday. Monday is a day ruled by the moon. There's a close relationship with the choice of the planets' names and also like the names of the days of the week. Everything is interconnected, everything is related. So Monday is associated with the moon energy. So I always say that the best day for you to work magic is the day that you can, and that's it continues to be true. But whenever you can, Monday is a great day for you to work with moon energy. And what are the moon related topics? Emotions, divination, dream work, feminine energy, and to an extent, the divine feminine. What else? Things like, have I mentioned divination? Shadow work is also a great thing, and emotional healing. All of those things you can work with using the moon energy, and especially on a Monday, okay? Some other plants that you can bring in to work that energy are fennel, jasmine, and lily. Yesterday, I have mentioned mugwort for moon energy. And I mean, not everybody has access to mugwort. Not everybody know that plant. I mean, fennel, you can get it at the grocery store. It's not complicated. It's not difficult. Jasmine and lily, they are flowers, so maybe it's not available to everyone. But if you want, you definitely can. You can also get the essential oil. Me, for example, I have jasmine essential oil, and that's something that I really like to use when I want to tap into that intuitive, feminine, moony energy vibe. I definitely use a little bit of jasmine essential oil, even if me neither, I don't have access to jasmine flowers over here, not for the time being. But that's everything that you can take out of a Monday. Monday is great for workings related to all of this, the emotional side, taking a look at the shadow, emotional healing, doing some divination, exploring the subconscious, you know. Let me take a look at the chat, see if somebody said something. Not really. I was already expecting that, like, as the week progresses, people start being less present because, like, 5 live streams, it is a lot of information, it is a lot to keep up with. So I kind of expected that already, so I am very grateful to everyone who is here present. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I am very excited to have you here. Now, we are going to move on to Tuesday. Tuesday is ruled by Mars. So if by any circumstance you would like to reinforce the Mars energy, you can use a Tuesday to do that if possible. And like, what is Tuesday about? What is the Martian energy about? Whenever you want, all listening. Everybody has fallen silent now because everybody's taking notes, I hope. So Tuesday and Mars are going to be the best alignment for workings related to courage, strength, action, aggression, like conflict resolution. What else? Hex breaking, protection, also like stuff, sex related stuff. I'm gonna leave that to your imagination, to your creativity. Also, the divine masculine can be tapped on with Mars. The divine feminine can be tapped on with the moon energy and Venus energy. And the divine masculine can be tapped on with Mars and with the sun. Just so you have an idea. Let me get a sip of water. Oh, I forgot something super important. I was going to also add in color correspondences. So write it down for the moon. Some colors that you can use for moon energy are white, silver, and light blue. Just remembered, silly me. And for Mars energy for Tuesday, you are going to use red, of course, because like passion, black, and dark orange. And some of the plants that you can also associate with that energy are basil, ginger, and rue. For the people who are in the South Hemisphere, like Brazil, for example, I know that some Brazilians are watching the channel every now and then. Arruda is rue. So this is definitely a plant associated with Mars energy and the Tuesday vibe, okay? Now we're moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, and everything related to communication, learning, business, travel, negotiation, what else? I don't know, writing, okay? If you want to do a working related to any of those things, Mercury is your planetary energy and Wednesday is your day, is your associated day, okay? For that day, for that energy, for those intentions, let me take a look at my notes here. You are going to use the following colors: yellow, orange, and purple. So if you have an important conversation coming up, right, you need to set the record straight with someone, or you need to do a negotiation, business related stuff, what have you. You can do a little spell on a Wednesday, inviting in Mercury energy for your conversation to go the right way, in your favor, hopefully, and you could light an orange candle or a yellow candle. And for the plants, you can use stuff like cinnamon, thyme, and star anise. Those are all things that like you can find it at a supermarket. Cinnamon, star anise, and thyme. Super easy, super simple. Anyone could have access to one of the three. You can find them at your supermarket. Then you write a petition paper explaining the situation, explaining what you would like to have with that spell. And do your thing, say your petition, light the candle, and invite that energy to work in your favor. Let me take a look at the chat. Atabi says, Hola, Aster. Thank you so much for sharing such magically spiritual wisdom. With pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Electra says, hello. Razan says, I'm writing down all the notes on my notebook. Great, 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 because you're going to be able to refer back to that next time you want to cast something. And once again, I insist, I want to remind you of that one more time. It doesn't need to be complicated, doesn't need to be complex, elaborate. You can just get a color correspondence, a plant, a candle, a petition paper, and you have a spell. Okay? Grab the day of the week as well if you can, and there you have it. So the next day, we saw Wednesday, now it is Thursday. Thursday is the favorite day of the week for the people who are doing money magic, and it is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet, the expansion planet, and it is associated to things like success, luck, expansion, abundance, prosperity. So if you want to work some money magic, success magic, open roads, that kind of thing, Thursday is the best day, and the Jupiter energy is definitely going to help. The colors that can be associated with Jupiter are royal blue, purple, and turquoise. Okay? And the plants that you can put in your little working associated with all of that energy are cedar, the tree, figs, the fruits, and magnolia, the flowers. So imagine that you want to work a little, I don't know, good luck or opening roads kind of thing. You can get yourself a blue candle or a purple candle, some figs, some magnolias, some cedar. Write your petition paper, anoint the candle with a particular oil, maybe magnolia essential oil, and do your working with just a few ingredients like that. Now, next up, we have Friday, okay, which is tomorrow. The planet that rules Friday is Venus. And anything related to love, beauty, harmony, also prosperity, growth, abundance, victory as well. What else? Attraction, magnetism, divine feminine, self-worth, self-confidence, self-discovery. All of that can be tapped into using Venusian energy, Venusian influences. The colors associated to all of that are green, pink, and copper. The silence of everybody taking notes. Atabi says, you're someone who's always made learning fun and very enjoyable. Deeply appreciated. Many blessings to you. Thank you so much, Atabi. I really hope that all the information being shared today can be helpful, can be useful, because the purpose of all of this is to encourage the beginners, people who are starting out with their craft, or people who want to start out, but they are feeling lost. They lack a little bit of confidence. They don't know where to start. They feel overall lost. And, with all the information that I have been sharing only in the warm-up, I have to remind you that the main event has not yet happened. It is next week. Okay? But with everything that I have been sharing since Monday all the way till here, you will be able to get out of the week of mystic arts with just enough knowledge to take your first steps, to get started and to do a few things for yourself. So you are going to come out of the event from not knowing what to do, not knowing where to start, not knowing how to proceed, to knowing a thing or two that you can actually start putting to practice. You know, that's the purpose of this whole thing that I have put together, to share the knowledge, to share the transformation that I was able to find through spirituality with other people who also need that in their lives for whatever reason. Okay? So that's the purpose, and hopefully that's what we will be able to achieve by the end of the event. Okay, let me see. Razan says, does Jupiter energy can help with academic success intentions? Yes, definitely, it can help, but I would also add Mercury influence in that, because Mercury is much more associated to learning than Jupiter. Jupiter has a lot to do with higher learning, so university level kind of thing. So you can definitely combine both energies, Mercury and Jupiter, when it comes to anything related to studying, to having good achievements in your academic path or something like that. So combine the two, Jupiter and Mercury. Oblivion says, can confirm I am scrambling with notes even though I'm not chatting. The live streams are going to stay on the channel for like some time. It's not gonna be forever, like I have mentioned, but I'm not gonna take them down like tomorrow, you know? You still have like a week or two in order to revisit them, but don't waste time. If you want to take notes of the information, don't wait around until the last minute, because I will take these lives down. All right, so draw in as much information as you can, pause, repeat, take advantage of the live streams for as long as they are up, okay? Jacob says, my pen's about to run out of ink. Grab another pen. Hello, Jamie. Jamie has just joined us. Razan says, I feel like Friday is the best day of the week to do glamour magic or even just going to hair salon. Yes, that's precisely the vibe that Friday brings to the function. Aster says, I've been taking notes since the start. Only today I'm not able to, unfortunately, and I learned so much, and I'm really excited to start actually doing spells. That's the purpose, that's the goal. I'm so happy to learn. I'm so happy to hear that. Elizabeth says, I have to go back to work, Aster, and chat. Keep being awesome and have a lovely time zone. Okay, Elizabeth, have a nice rest of your day, and you can definitely come back to this live later and watch the recorded thing. Alistair says, why do you take these down? I'm just curious. This event is special. If it's just available, what's special about that? That's to motivate people to be present. That's why. So, don't waste time. Don't wait until the last minute. And, you know, just take as much information as you can from the live streams. In particular, I am very excited for tomorrow because it is going to be like a group spell, a group ritual. I haven't done that before, so I am really excited for it. Okay, we have talked about Friday, right? Now we're moving on to Saturday. Ooh. Saturday is ruled by Saturn, the Lord of Time. So all of that brings the vibe of discipline, boundaries, the passing of time, most definitely. What else? Endings, protection, karmic lessons, even some ancestral workings could be related to Saturn energy and therefore Saturday. What else? Yeah, it's pretty much that. Oh, did I forget the colors of Friday? No, I did mention them. Okay. The colors that correspond to Saturn and Saturday vibe are black, gray, and brown. Okay. And the plants that you can use for a spell related to all of this that I have just mentioned: karma, karmic lessons, discipline, boundaries, banishing, uh, standing up for yourself, endings, cycles. You can use the following plants: patchouli, valerian, and garlic. Yesterday I had mentioned also cypress. So you have there 4 plant allies related to all of this that I have been discussing over the past 2 lives, like yesterday and today. Saturn is a very interesting planet. That's a planet that I like as well, but it's not an easy one because it teaches you the hardest lessons, like a, rigid father. And we all need a little bit of that in our lives, don't we? Like it or not, right? Let me take a look at the chat. Golden Goddess, plants for Venus other than roses. So, did I forget to mention the Venus plants? I mean oh yeah, I forgot to mention the Friday plants. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So take notes. The plants for Venus. You can also, other than roses, you can also use vanilla, orchids, and peaches. And once again, I have a whole video here on my channel with 10 plants that you can use with Venusian energy, because I have a veneration process, connection going on with Venus. So Venus repertoire is something that I am in tune with. Resin says, what's the best day or planet to cast love spells, including self-love spells? The planet is definitely Venus. I would use Venus and the moon energy. Both of them are good. Oh, the North Witch. Hi, Benta. Long time no see. Oh, look at that. Hello, Benta. Hope you're having a nice evening too. Nice to see you here. So, okay, as I was saying, answering to the question, the best day and the planet to cast love spells, including self-love, I would use Monday or Friday, Venus and or the moon. You can combine all of that and craft your own little spell work to get things going. I would definitely use those. So we have talked about Saturday. Now we are heading over to the last day of the week. I told you that this live stream would be shorter than the last ones. Aster is having a little bit of a fan moment right now. That's cool. So, Sunday, right? What do you think is the planet that rules Sunday? Let me see if anybody can guess it. What do you think? So the planet that rules Sunday is the sun. The sun, of course. And you can use that energy, that solar, bright energy, for workings related to success, to vitality, to confidence, to the divine masculine, as I have mentioned before, for personal power, for physical healing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So combined with Tuesday and Mars, you have the masculine energy of the celestial bodies, let's say. The colors that are related to Sunday and Sun energy are gold, orange, and yellow. And the plants that you can use to like align with those energies are bay, rosemary, and sunflower. You can even use the seeds of sunflower. I have them here. I have used that to make like a sun oil that I like to use sometimes. And I mean, what would be, I am curious about you, what would be your like favorite of those to work with? If you would pick a planet to work with, which one would you choose? Seeing everything that we have seen so far, if you would choose a planet to work with, which one would it be? Because each planet is also related to a god, an ancient god. So everything is interconnected. And on top of all of this that we have seen, like the day of the week, the planetary correspondence, the color correspondence, the plant correspondence, we could also add astrological correspondences and, you know, just keep on layering and layering things on top of one another to get even more detail, even more specificity, and even more energy behind the intentions of our spell work. Me, for example, I have two favorites. It's difficult to choose, you know, but I have been working with Venus, of course, and Mercury is very important for me because I'm a Gemini. But as I have mentioned in the ancestral work live stream, you should always begin with your ancestors. Okay? I have been doing ancestor work since a long time, and then only like a month or two ago, I decided to start reaching out to Venus. So it is a process, it's a long one, and you should, like, I advise you to respect each step of the way and take your time exploring each thing in its proper time. So we have covered, oh, let me uncross my leg here. We have covered all the days of the week. We have covered all possible correspondences that you can take out of them. We have covered the colors, the plants, the planets, the intentions, the associations, and I am pretty sure that you will be able, with all this information, you will be able to put a little something together and make a little spell for yourself very soon. Let me take a look at the chat. So some people here said, Golden Goddess said, definitely Venus, but Jupiter is a close second. Yeah. Razan says, I would choose Venus definitely, and the moon, of course, because it represents the feminine energy. I think that we can take a little bit of everything. Like with all of the planets, we can take a little something. With all of those energies, all of those intentions, we can take some of that into the things that we are going through. We all need a little bit of discipline, a little bit of luck, a little bit of vitality, a little bit of self-love, self-worth, you know, a little bit of protection. So everything has its place, but of course, we will always have our favorites. Let me see. Alina says, Jupiter for abundance and Venus for self-love. Carrie says, Mars, a Mars dominant Aries sign. Aquarius Mars is active in my chart. Scorpio dominant in my chart too. Moon Pluto Lilith conjunction. You know, did you know that back in the day, Scorpio was also ruled by Mars? So you have, yeah, Mars is definitely very dominant in your chart, I can tell. So now I am going to share with you a little information. Tomorrow is the last day of our warm-up week. We have been here from Monday till Friday, right? I am super excited for tomorrow. We are going to have a collective spell slash ritual, and I invite everybody to join, okay? If you can perform along with me, that's even cooler. I am going to give you the list of ingredients if you want to join, if you want to participate as I perform the thing. But if for whatever reason you cannot, just stay tuned in the live stream and receive the energy that I will be sharing, okay? Tomorrow is going to be a spell for open paths, for like road opening in the vibration of Venus. I know that Venus is very associated to love, to femininity, to harmony, to art and beauty, but Venus also used to have a lot, like in Roman culture, Venus also had a side of warrior, you know. Venus was also connected with and tapped onto when it came to political matters, to war, to agriculture, even to harvesting, to the blossoming of crops. So Venus is a very versatile deity, and tomorrow we are going to tap into the energy of prosperity and opening of roads in her energy. If you want to join and witch with me as I go, these are the ingredients that we are going to be using. Take notes. Strawberries and or cherries, up to you. Red apples. You don't need to get loads of them, but red apples. Hibiscus, a pink candle, and ylang ylang essential oil, or any other essential oil that is related to Venusian energy. So like today we have seen, for example, that vanilla is an option, and you could definitely get some vanilla essential oil. Let me see, what was the other one? You could also get orchids, as we have seen today, or peaches, okay? But what I will be using are the things that I have just mentioned. Strawberries or cherries, red apples, hibiscus, which you could also use roses, a pink candle. You can substitute with white or with green or with, I don't know, even red could be, but I wouldn't pick red. I am going to be using a pink one. And one essential oil, which I am going to use ylang ylang. I really like it. Whenever I work with Venus, that's my go-to essential oil. So, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being with me all the way to the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to the 4th live stream of the warm-up. I can't wait to see you tomorrow for the group ritual. Also prepare a little paper to write petitions, okay? That's always a good thing. And I am going to see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much for being here, for sharing this journey with me. This is the first time that I am like hosting an event like this, and I am excited and scared at the same time because I don't know what's gonna be the outcome, and I'm always nervous about how many people are going to show up. And I'm afraid to flop it and be a disaster. So thank you very much for being present, everyone, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Thank you so very much. Kisses, and tomorrow we're gonna open some roads together, okay? See you there. Get the ingredients and see you there.